What's going on? I am Nando.
And I am DJ.
And this is Mostly Nitpicking, a podcast where every week we pick apart a piece of pop culture by looking exclusively at the details. Woohoo! This week, a movie that you will have forgot about by next week. There's
Sorry,
no way
everybody.
this movie will leave any footprint whatsoever, but it is an interesting little thing. We're talking about 2010's Gemini Man.
What?
It's crazy that they put this movie from 2010 in theaters now. This movie's from 2010, right?
Is it really?
Isn't it? It must be, right? Will Smith and then like a computer man that looks like he's from a computer. Clive Owen. It's the 2010s movie, I think.
Oh, man. I did not know that.
It'll trick you. I mean, how old is Mary Elizabeth Winstead in real life?
No idea. I couldn't
There's
tell you.
no way she's like college age. Not that I'm thinking she's not, but she, like, when the movie tried to trick us into thinking she was, I was like, but she's not, right? Like,
Yeah,
this actress is somewhere in her mid-30s.
But, like, I didn't think they were trying to trick us into that she was a college-aged lady because she's like, well, spoiler or whatever, but she's
Spoiler,
like a,
yeah.
It's barely a spoiler. You find out in the first 20 minutes. She's a DIA operative.
Right, but when she's trying to trick Will Smith, I'm like, this is an
I see.
adult. She isn't going to college. She's trying to trick him into thinking she's like 22, maybe? It just felt weird. Not even
So you're
because
just
she
saying it's
doesn't
utter
look like she
nonsense.
could be.
Right.
Just because I know she's not. And I'm like, this is a strange choice movie. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. Yeah, I get it.
Listen, for people that are confused, this is not a actual 2010s movie. However, all of the pieces like together the way that they are, it would probably work as a 2010s movie. Because it's a movie that came out in year of our Lord 2019, called Gemini Man.
And it really shouldn't have. Like, this movie should not have been made.
Yeah,
Huge
I'm trying to
mistake.
figure out what the deal was with this movie, where it came from, why it exists at all.
My guess is Will Smith was like, someone had a script somewhere that's like, hey, generic war type movie where the good guy gets turned on by the government. Ooh. And Will Smith was like, that sounds easy. Although, like, do you think that movie's, I wonder how much money it's going to make. I'm sure it'll be the #1 box office movie this week because.
No way.
You don't
really?
think so?
I feel like Joker will make more money than this. Do you know anybody
Really?
that's psyched to see this?
I always just
I
go
don't.
with, I see what you're saying. I always just go with the theory that movie that comes out that weekend will make most money. I know that doesn't always happen, but
I think that's a fair like general assumption. But
I know
considering
there's
how-
like when there's like an Infinity
Noth-
War and a Captain Marvel, that doesn't work, but in general.
I mean, there's movies like Secret Life of Pets and shit that take the box office for like 3 weekends in a row for no reason. So I think Joker is definitely going to beat this. And I don't know what else, if anything else came out this weekend, but like,
The Addams Family.
yeah, that probably will beat it.
Do you think The Addams Family will beat it?
I think it's got a good shot. It's definitely not this boring movie we're going to give a glowing, boring review to. It's currently rocking a high 27 on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Probably stick around there. Although Addams Family's a 42. Parasite is selling out theaters left and right in New York City, so maybe that'll
man.
win.
I'm
dying to see it.
I have a funny anecdote so I just saw the movie like a few hours ago as we're recording this, and so the movie gets out, I go to the bathroom, and there's always the bathroom banter, and this one guy's talking to his son or a friend or whatever, and he goes, boy, I guess Will Smith will do anything for money. And I'm like,
Oh, man.
sir, voice of the people, sir, you nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. That's so accurate.
And what is it about? What is this story? Well, we'll talk about it. I mean, we'll have to talk about what the story of this movie is, but Will Smith's career, what's
Yes.
going on? What is it?
Man, I don't know. If someone could clone Will Smith, I think what they would do with that clone is they would repeat like the early part of his career exactly, but they would make some different choices as he gets to the latter half of his career. I do think that's what would happen.
I think that's fair.
It's rough.
I think it doesn't make sense to me. Not really doesn't make sense, but like he's made so many bombs in a row. How does it happen? How do you make so many?
I don't know. Because he's talented,
And I mean-
he has the capability to make good movies. We've seen it, and like, what's the most recent good movie he's made?
It could be Aladdin. Depends, because that's not. I
Ooh,
don't think that's a
interesting.
good movie, but that made $1 bazillion, and it's like he does his job, and the movie is, it's not terrible or anything.
Exactly. Oh, that's an interesting theory.
But like, I don't know, like say like Bright. Collateral Beauty, Suicide Squad, Concussion, Winter's Tale, After Earth. Like,
man.
there's some of the worst movies of the decade are those. Winter's Tale, Suicide Squad, Collateral Beauty, Bright. I think you could make an argument that any one of them is the worst movie of this decade.
Is it fair to say that Will Smith has had one of the worst 2010s of any person?
Oh, without a doubt, besides the fact that he still made $1 bazillion.
Right,
and stuff,
sorry.
Yeah.
In the
No, but I mean,
industry, I don't know.
has the worst. Yeah, I think he had, but it's funny because I think if there was another actor, anybody really else on the planet that made 3 of these in a row, they'd probably reassess in a very serious way.
What have I done? Have I
yeah,
made a
kind of
mistake?
like maybe I should do something else. And you know what? He does those too, because it's like, you know what? Let's see if we can break the Men in Black franchise back out. Oh, never mind. We made the 3rd one, the one that's also not very good. Like, it's so funny. The only movie in here that I think from 2000, because he didn't do anything in 2010 or 11, and then 2012 he got Men in Black. So we're gonna go through Will Smith's career real quick, and then we're gonna talk about Gemini Man. So you got Men in Black 3. I do not care for. I think it's pretty boring. Some people don't hate it. I'm sure it's rocking a 50 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Sounds about right.
After Earth. Terrible. Like, really, really bad.
I never saw it, but I heard it was terrible.
So I've seen reviews, but I've also watched all of the scenes that people are talking about. And just as a movie, it doesn't work. Cameo in Anchorman 2, whatever. Winter's Tale. I also hear it's a really, really, really terrible movie. He has a cameo in this, although I'd say it's closer to a role, and it seems pretty bizarre. Focus. Not bad. I've watched that movie. It's okay. Him and Margot Robbie are con men.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
decent? Is that all right?
It's fine. It's a movie.
Okay.
It's like it seems like they filmed it between takes on Suicide Squad. They like dressed up all fancy and like did an Ocean's 11, but it's not bad.
Okay.
You have Concussion. I haven't seen it. It got him like a Golden Globe nomination or something probably, right? So
I didn't know that at all.
I don't know. Yeah, I have. It got ridiculed, but also, who knows? Maybe it got sunk by the NFL because of it was telling too much of the truth. Then you have Suicide Squad. Absolutely hate. Maybe one of the worst comic book movies I've ever seen. Collateral Beauty. Really, really, really stupid. Do you know what this movie is, DJ?
Oh, he's dead. And
no, but kind of like that.
There's something with a lot of women, and
yes, that's right.
Oh fuck.
He's a man who starts seeing angels.
That's it. I had it reversed. He sees the dead people.
Yeah, I mean they're not like they might not even be angels. They're closer to like abstract concepts. But either way, it's so stupid. You got that, and then you got Bright, another absolutely terrible movie, and like this I have watched, and it's really really bad.
How far are we? Sorry, go.
We're 2017. So he takes a little time off, does Aladdin like this year. That's the last movie he was in. Then Gemini Man. He's got to really turn it around with Spies in Disguise. Otherwise, the 2010s will be a banner year for no, I don't think any actors turned in this bad of a performance like the Rotten Tomatoes score. Because I'd say his performances in all of these movies are about the same. Mm-hmm. Except for Aladdin. I think he's trying pretty hard in Aladdin and doing a pretty solid job.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. Do you think we're anywhere near an Independence Day 2? Because that hasn't happened yet, and
we have Bad Boys for Life next year. So maybe that's the 2020s when things turn around.
Wait, haven't we had an Independence Day 2?
Oh, yeah, we did. He wasn't in it. They killed his character on the website or something. Right. So
Independence Day Resurgence. So, restructure the question. How far are we from an Independence Day 3?
Well, he is dead, so it would have to be a prequel.
Well, all right, could be that.
Unless the website was lying to us.
Bullshit.
Or it was a conspiracy.
It could be some nonsense, right? It could totally be
I think Independence Day Resurgence or Revengeance or whatever was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, bomb of its year. So I don't think we're getting it.
All right.
But Bad Boys 3 is happening. Bad Boys 4 will probably also happen.
Bad Boys 4 Life, but it's Bad Boys 3? That's on. Right. What?
And then apparently, according to IMDb, Bright 2 has been announced.
Ooh, I got to watch the first one to catch up.
Yeah. He's one of the only actors not returning for the good Suicide Squad movie. So I don't know what he's up to.
Oh, man.
Fresh Prince movie would be fun. If he really wanted to make a guaranteed hit, just
What would that even be?
Just
What is
Piano Man, kind of, this concert's going south. I don't know, because it can't be Men in Black. It can't be Independence Day. I think the Bad Boys movie is going to be pretty bad.
Boys. Hey.
Yeah. iRobot, can't do that again. Shark Tale, maybe. Maybe we'll do another Shark Tale.
Oh, God, Shark
We'll see what
Tale.
Hancock is up to.
Hancock,
I don't know.
too. Could explore some things there.
It's his movies, man. More Wild West. Too Wild, Too West.
It's so embarrassing.
I guess it would be Too Wild, Too West, because it's Wild, Wild West. Anyway, Will Smith, if you've been wondering, is this going to be his year? Like, the answer is not no, because Aladdin made $1 bazillion, but Gemini Man does not. This isn't going to clean up and turn 2019 into such a good year that it makes all the rest of them erase.
And we talked about this when we did our Aladdin pod. I thought he was pretty good in Aladdin, and I thought he was fun. And I said on our Suicide Squad podcast that I liked him in Suicide Squad. And I thought I was going to like him in this, but the energy just tanks. And just him being the gruff war veteran, it doesn't work where his only... Because, like, Suicide Squad was cool because he had the motivation to do everything for his daughter, and we got to see that play out. But in this one, it's just like, his motivation is to just be a gruff soldier, and I'm a gruff soldier. That's what I do. It's like, oh,
yeah,
this sucks.
He really is like... It's like you took a lot of other characters he's done and just stripped away all of the backstory for no reason. Like, just because? I don't know. Because we learn very little about this character's life, what we learn is stupid. But it's really funny that this is the most boring character he's ever been. Just kind of proving, like, it really doesn't matter what you do with him. Give him a sad daughter story, movie might not work. Don't give it to him, movie still might not work. Like, maybe it's something else. I don't know. I don't know what he did to his agent, how he has wronged him so seriously that he has to do so many movies like this, but it must just be, he's like, you know what? I'm going to do something completely different. Ang Lee action movie, a lot of CGI. It's going to be fun. And everybody around him is like, you know what? That's not the same crap you've been doing recently. Like, this is not Winter's Tale. This is not After Earth. This is something completely different. And that fails too.
Yeah. And it's in a sad way. Like, because they're not, are they bad ideas? Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
But
I think you could look at this script and go like, most of this is boring.
Yeah, it's fair.
And also, you show me a tech demo. This isn't quite there, is it? So I think on paper, this movie does seem... I think the flaws of this movie were obvious from before he did it.
Okay.
Do you not think so?
Story,
I think you could have written this, read this script and go like, oh, wait, conversation on a bench. How many of these pages are bench conversations? But yeah, we're not doing this one.
It's Ang Lee, though. Like, he has a lot of prestige with his name.
Oh, yeah, and he's great. I don't get it. I really don't understand what happened.
That's why I find it kind of confusing, where it's like, why is it that this movie's so terrible?
I can't even guess. I really can't. I have one guess.
Okay.
And we'll get into it as we start really moving. But DJ, let's talk about Gemini Man. We'll talk about it high level, no spoilers, and then we'll go into full spoilers and do nitpicks and stuff.
Woo! I'm excited.
Like I said, this movie is currently rocking a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. It opens this week, so we don't have numbers. I'm sure it will bomb. I'm wondering how much it costs to make, but
there's a lot of weird. So there's the de-aging technology, which I'm gonna call not great at best.
Yeah,
and at worst,
probably that's generous.
Call it a horrific nightmare and a mistake. So that might cost a lot of money. There's a lot of weird CGI.
Yep.
So there's that. I'm gonna say this movie cost like $50 million to make. That's my guess.
DJ, you're so close.
How
you
much?
are only off by $88 million. This movie cost, according to Box Office Mojo, $138 million.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Was all of that Will Smith budget?
It's all Wong, baby. That Wong budget is just skyrocketing. The white hot star power of Clive Owen. Like I said, this movie came out in 2010. We all forgot about it, but it did. This is... Yeah, $138 million. It's probably in the top 20 most expensive movies of this year.
I can't. You're lying to me. I mean, I know you're right, but that's preposterous.
It is, isn't it? But it's
All right,
not because
I'm gonna take it back. I realized why this movie was bad because Ang Lee was like, I can do anything. I'm gonna punch a lot of movie to a basic story and de-aging technology. And what if that's it? What if they started at de-aging technology and worked backwards?
Very possible.
Maybe that was
I
the
think
problem.
that's completely possible. And big mistake. But yeah, just for reference, Detective Pikachu cost $150 million. Shazam cost $100 million. Joker cost $55 million, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood cost $90 million.
Joker
So it costs
$55 million?
Joker,
Okay,
yeah.
movies.
What are you paying for? Robert De Niro?
Yeah, okay.
Old cars? Like,
boy.
it's a pretty
Yeah,
cheap
yeah.
movie when you look at it. I'm sure they gave Joaquin Phoenix,
No, that's what I'm
10
saying. Like,
of
I didn't
that
think 55
million?
was a cheap movie.
Yeah, but everybody else has cameos, and most of
Yeah.
it takes place in like hallways.
Okay. I guess I misunderstood what a cheap movie is.
Here's a figure.
All right.
So this movie costs Gemini Man, like I was saying, cost $138 million. DJ, I'm gonna give you 4 movies.
Okay.
I want you to try to group them together.
All right.
Not group them together, not like rank them, but sort them by budget.
Okay. Oh boy.
And you're going to include, obviously, whatever this one is. I already forgot. What movie did we talk
Gemini
about?
Man?
Gemini Man.
All right.
Okay. We're going to include Gemini Man. I made a mistake. I picked 4 movies that are all more expensive. I'm going to get rid of 2. This game's going to be fun, DJ. We're all going to have a blast.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be a really good game. But DJ, this movie, I mean, we kind of already talked about it. I don't care for it.
Yeah, we're done. Shortest podcast ever. After that 2-hour-long Joker pod, we really had to ease back.
Yeah. See, the problem is a lot of movies don't report their budget. Like,
Right.
because it's probably sometimes you don't want to tell people that you
made a terrible
Olympus Has
mistake.
Fallen 3 cost whatever money to make. Although to be honest, Olympus Has Fallen 3 only cost $40 million and definitely made more than that. Okay, all right. I think I have a pretty solid list of movies. I want you to tell me which one is the most expensive in like kind of what order. I know
So
I'm making this sound super complicated.
So wait, most expensive to least expensive, or least expensive to most expensive? Okay, most expensive.
Rank
least
them either
expensive.
way you
Got
want.
it.
So
I'll do
let's
most.
start
to
with least expensive and then work our way up. Here are the movies
Okay,
from this
fine.
year.
All right.
These are movies that will probably, I would say, make about as much money as Gemini Man.
Okay.
Angry Birds Movie 2, Rambo Last Blood, Men in Black International, and Rocket Man.
Okay. Cheapest, so least expensive. We're gonna go Rocket Man. Then I'm gonna do. What was the first one you said?
Angry Birds 2.
And then Rambo, and then
Men in Black International.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Rocket
do,
Man, and then
Rocket
obviously
Man.
Gemini Man as well.
Rocket Man, Rambo, Angry Birds, Men in Black.
And where's Gemini Man in there?
Well, you told me 133. All right.
138.
Hold on. All right, 138. Okay. Rocket Man, Rambo, Angry Birds, Gemini Man, Men in Black.
Okay, you nailed it, except for that one last part. So, Rocket Man 40, Rambo 50, Angry Birds 65, Men in Black 110, Gemini Man 138.
All
So
right.
it is the most expensive out of all of them, and I think I probably also listed them in terms of quality. Just
Fair.
in like backwards quality money, because Rocket Man's easily my favorite out of all of those, and I didn't see the Rambo one, but I heard not great things. DJ,
Yes.
all right. Can you describe to me? Let's do something another podcast does. What's the plot of this movie? Can you describe Gemini Man without spoiling it? But like, what's the
All right.
IMDb story summary?
I'm going to try my best. And this is without me reading IMDb. All right. Will Smith is a DIA, like, sniper. The DIA, for those who don't know, is the Defense Intelligence Agency, which is like a real thing. And apparently, according to this movie, they kill people. That's all they do. Like,
Yeah.
as far as this movie's concerned, the only thing that they do in this movie is kill people. So there's that. So Will Smith is a part of this agency. He wants to retire because he's kind of done with the whole killing thing. No more killing for Will Smith. There's Henry Jackson. Is that his name?
Even dumber. Henry Brogan.
Henry Brogan.
Brogan. It like falls out of your mouth like pudding.
So
Henry Brogan.
So Henry Brogan, and he wants to retire, and the DIA won't let him, so they send people to kill him, and when that doesn't work, they have to send the only next option that makes sense, a clone of himself.
Yep.
That's and then so it's him, and he gets a woman roped into this who's like a younger DIA agent, and she gets roped into this whole mess, and they're on the run, and they have to figure out how to avoid the DIA and not die, and then the DIA sends a clone of Will Smith to take them down. So
close.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Well, I mean, you
right.
got a lot of the basics of it. You didn't, obviously, phrasing's a little all over the place.
My
but
phrasing
also this,
it was
the
nightmarish.
IMDb one lies to you anyway, so it doesn't matter. A retiring assassin, Henry Brogan, finds himself pursued by a mysterious killer that can predict his every move. Not really. Discovering that he's being hunted by a younger clone of himself, Henry needs to find out why he's being targeted and who the creator is. Also not super accurate.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't think that's really what this movie is. That's what I think you would think it was if you saw the trailer and didn't watch the movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's what they do for these. But yeah, I assume the studio just gets to say it, but maybe they don't. Maybe IMDb just guesses. Movie's probably about 2 hours long.
2 hours
like
too long.
It really is, though. It's mostly people sitting in benches talking to each other.
So I guess he is an assassin, but
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling that, but whatever, it's fine.
Like, I believe you that he is an assassin, but also I am not convinced he is.
Right. Okay.
Having seen the movie, like, he assassinates people, but who does he work for? What's his, like? We'll talk about it in the like whole thing in the nitpicks. What's his like affiliation with other characters? Some of whom seems like it's so funny. It feels like this is the third or fourth movie in a franchise like Jason Bourne.
Yeah. Right.
This feels like
There's so little info.
But the movie spends so much time, not spends a lot of time, but does a lot of like, there's a lot of lines that are like, obviously, he's the greatest guy that's ever lived. He's so sweet at killing. Oh boy. Don't you even try to not let him kill because he'll kill so good. And you're kind of like, you see one scene of him killing a guy. He does a good job. But at no point during this movie do I ever actually get the sense that this guy is the greatest killer alive. And it seems like the kind of thing that would happen in a Jason Bourne type movie, but over the course of the movie, we would see that Jason Bourne is the greatest killer alive. But in this, I don't think we ever do.
We get the one early scene, and that's it, right?
Yeah,
like
I mean,
you said,
even when
he loves killing.
When he's fighting his younger self, he's not even that good. Like, neither of them are all that good.
Well, we're supposed to believe that they're both the best, and I don't want to give it away too early, Nando, but there's something that you and I both loved that I think might prove that. I don't know. I think these guys are amazing.
It's a pretty specific skill, but if you want someone that can do it, it's him. He's the only person on the planet that would solve problems the way that he does in the movie.
Yeah, it's him, and that's
bonkers.
Yeah.
This movie, so like we were saying, directed by Ang Lee. Good director. He directed like Life of Pi, Crouched Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Brokeback Mountain, The Bad Hulk, but who cares? It was earlier than all the rest of them. Not all the rest of them, I guess, but like Life of Pi and Brokeback Mountain came after. So it kind of seems like he's made hits and misses, but he's a pretty prestigious, competent director.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would say, "Oh, what a jokester." But after this movie, I'm thinking about it.
No, I think we can put all of the blame on one man's shoulders. Do you want to know who it is?
Tell me.
He is one of the writers. He wrote X-Men Origins Wolverine, and he wrote Troy, not a terrible movie. He wrote this. He's also on the hook to write a Star Wars movie. He's also still on IMDb currently listed as one of the writers for a show about what if the Confederacy won the World War. It's a little unknown person you might have heard of named David Benioff.
Is he involved
Wrote
in
this movie?
Get out. Really?
Yep, he did. I remember seeing it in the credits too and going like, oh, I see. That makes sense.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay.
Half of Benioff and Weiss, the Game of Thrones guys that just stuck the landing completely. So it wasn't even Star Wars. He was just like, I need to do Gemini Man, guys. Let's wrap this up. I got Gemini Man to do. Maybe Weiss was like, Dave, we need to actually finish Game of Thrones. No, Gemini Man, it's the future. I don't care about any of this anymore. Have him, she can stab him. Who cares? We're going home. I got to do Gemini Man.
Color me shocked.
Me too. I couldn't believe it. I mean, there's no way he's doing Confederate, and I don't know where that Star Wars project is, but I have a feeling that's going to gonna fall into development hell after this.
Agreed.
So this movie was partially, there's other writers attached, but David Benioff, one of the writers.
Wow, what a shame.
Yeah, I know. I don't think this is based off a book either. I think this is kind of its own thing.
I mean, I hope it's not based off anything because it's pretty bad.
Well, I guess Benioff and someone named Darren Lamke wrote the story, and then both of them with someone else wrote the screenplay. So yeah, to some extent. I mean, the other guy, this Darren Lamke. So we got David Benioff teamed up with the writer of Turbo, Jack the Giant Slayer, Goosebumps, and Shrek Forever After. Well, who could have seen this coming?
All of us. We all
every single one.
This coming.
I haven't seen Turbo, but I can't imagine it's all just the snails talking on benches. That's what this movie is, DJ. It's benches. What else is fun about this movie?
Nothing.
So,
well,
like
there's a couple of fun things, I guess, but it's mostly terrible. I'm gonna get ahead of this. Don't see this movie.
No, don't see it.
Like,
don't pay money to see it. Don't see it. Watch the fight scenes on YouTube because they're kind of fun.
But yeah, don't see this fucking movie. It's so bad. Ugh.
So bad, and it really is no fun. Like, there's a character, there's all these characters, right? Like Will Smith's guy and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who, for people that can't remember, is Ramona Flowers and Scott Pilgrim, and she's all over the place. She's in the Birds of Prey movie.
Oh, is that who she is? Oh.
Yeah, she doesn't play Harley Quinn, so she's not really in it, but she is technically part of the cast. And she does all this stuff. But her and Will Smith both have more or less the same kind of like general. What's the word I'm looking for?
What is the word you're looking for?
They both have like the same general attitude the whole time, which is like cool and serious and tough.
Yeah,
and
like
they
don't
let nothing get to
like,
them.
Yes, this is yeah. I'm doing this and I know what I'm doing. Ooh, I'm so cool and sassy. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Which means then you have to add this other character in who's just for quips. Like, he's nothing but quips and jokes and quips, and it's so funny how out of place he is, kind of, but also it's like his quips aren't that great, so he's just kind of there. I was really impressed by how much of a part of the movie he was. He should be on the poster.
Are you talking about Wong?
Yeah, I'm talking about Wong.
Yeah, all
the
right.
movie is the poster for this movie is big young Will Smith head and then like small old Will Smith. There's no Mary Elizabeth Winstead, but then the next guy on the poster would probably be Wong. It might be Clive Owen, but it should be Wong.
All right,
he's
fair.
Most of this movie.
That's fair.
And yeah.
So bad. This movie's so bad.
It sucks. It's pretty. You know what? I will say, all right, let's say a bunch of nice things. Number one.
If I must.
It's pretty. It's filmed in pretty places. They have nice locations, and like they're colorful and interesting to look at. For a bunch of the action sequences.
Okay.
The last one sucks. The one in the catacombs is boring, but really just the first one where they're running around in like, where is it? Italy or something?
Yeah.
Greece. That one's nice.
All right, I guess.
That's all I got. What else is there?
It's not even funny. Like, there actually
No,
are
not at
some
all.
like funny Wong parts, but like it's mostly an unfunny, unenjoyable movie, and that stinks, if I may say so myself. Like, it's
Well, the
really
Wong
unfortunate
parts-
how unfunny this movie is.
It is unfortunate. The Wong parts are all that same thing where like Will Smith is like, we need to go to this place so I can do a thing. And then Wong's like, let me guess, they're going to be shooting at you again today. Like, just like kind of all sarcasm. Or like Will Smith will go somewhere and Wong will say, don't get shot here, okay? It's a lot of work for me to take your body away into body bags.
I hate
That's all
when
he
you
does.
get shot.
Yeah. So that's kind of fun, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Point taken.
Weird energy.
Yes, super weird energy. Not like, especially because like there's the parts where like Will Smith's trying to be this like contemplative, gruff veteran, like I was saying earlier, and it's just it doesn't work. Like, I don't
No,
think
not
that
at
he
all.
can't do that, but the movie doesn't give him enough room to breathe because it's like mired in fucking plot. Like, there's so
Yeah.
much plot, and it's confusing, and you don't know what the stakes are, and you barely understand what's supposed to happen. So then when he's supposed to be like, oh, it's just so hard to be me because I have these demons and blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, I guess, man. But and like you said, maybe if this were the third Jason Bourne movie, but I have no proof that you have shit going on. There's precious little proof.
Well, and the plot like unfolds over time, but having seen the trailers, I know what it is. We all more or less know. He's cloned, something to do with the army or something. for all the reasons that all the characters keep saying. So I don't need to know when he got cloned. I don't care about any of the specifics of that, which ends up meaning like the whole, all of the information the movie gives us doesn't really matter. And it's not really any fun.
You made a person.
Yeah.
You made
it's so
from another person.
It's not even the most interesting thing about that movie.
No.
Honestly, like, it's kind of interesting, but it's not that interesting. Also, we'll talk about it. The movie doesn't really seem to understand what that is.
Like making another person?
Just the cloning process in general.
It's just like sheep.
Also,
whatever you do with sheep, that's what you do.
Yeah, apparently, right? It's that part of it is quite weird.
Just the like how they like discuss the cloning topic. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and like the general conceit of the cloning, I think holds up very strangely, because of like how it works, and we'll talk about the specifics, but like, and just the whole plan doesn't make any sense.
I don't even know what the plan
the bad
is.
Guys are up to.
It sounds like he just wants more clones, right?
But of Will Smith. But why? Why him?
I don't know.
Like, what's so special about Will Smith? I still don't get that part of it. Why is he so worth all of this trouble?
Because, Nando, he's the best at what he does. And what he does is kick ass. I don't know, it's pretty silly.
He's an above average sniper. Like,
I don't know,
so
that
weird.
first shot we see him sniping that dude, it's pretty fucking sick.
Pretty good, I guess. I don't know.
Wait, you really think it was just above average? I thought it was pretty impressive.
Like, I mean, it was very good, but as far as like skill sets go, he's not Jason Bourne. He doesn't seem like the perfect soldier. He's a pretty good shot.
Okay.
Is what he does in that one scene worth all the cloning? I don't think so.
Well, yeah, that's the whole dumb thing we keep saying over and over. But we have such a small sample size, and we don't get to see. We're led to believe that there's only one him, because they drop little hints to it when the main bad guy, whose name I can't remember, he's like, "What I saw you do when you took out all those whatevers and whatever." I'm like, I need a whole army of him. So yeah,
yeah. It's a weird thing. I mean, listen, I'm ready to start just spoiling this because the movie is bad, and also I think it's hard to talk about some of this. Let's talk about performances real quick. What'd you think of Will Smith?
Start good and then tapers off and becomes pretty bad, honestly. I'm giving an honest assessment.
I'm going to say, well, okay, let's split it up. What'd you think of older Will Smith?
Oh, great point. Okay, so what I just said applies to older Will Smith. Just not great, pretty mediocre, nothing special.
What about young Will Smith?
Terrible. Get the fuck out of here. I thought it was the worst. Here's what they should have done with young Will Smith. He should have been like the badass fast song. It's like, oh man, you ain't got shit. You're past your prime. You're done. I'm here now to stay. You fucking suck. That should have been it. Right?
Yeah, it's almost like, I mean, the tough part about this is Will Smith is an actor that appeared on Planet Earth 2 weeks ago, and we don't have an entire body of work of him playing one character in the entire late 90s, early 2000s that is, you know, cool guy who doesn't take shit from nobody working with an older dude who doesn't understand him. Like, if that was what Will Smith was, and he obviously isn't, because like I said, birthed very recently, if that was what he was, the obvious pitch for this movie would be this thing we're describing, which is like Men in Black, but what if they were both the same person?
Yeah.
Or Wild Wild West, but what if they're both... But that's not what it is. It's him,
it's not.
plus, like, it's him, like, as a, like, shaken, kind of worn down guy, plus him as, like, a weird, like, homeschool kid?
Yeah. He's like so
not to say anything
detached.
wrong with being a homeschool kid, but I think that's what he was going for, which is really strange.
Interesting choice, to say the least, right? Like, very interesting choice.
Neither of them make this look good. Neither of them are the new hotness. They're both old and busted somehow.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It sucks. Okay. What you think of Mary Elizabeth Winstead? Plays, let's see. I should probably come up with the names of them. The other one, Mrs. What's her name? Okay, here we go. Danielle Zacharuski.
Fine. I'll give it a solid fine. Like, nothing special. Yeah. It's fine.
No, yeah, I think that's right.
Sorry.
She's doing her best, I guess.
Yeah. We could have gotten more, I suppose. But nah, it's just, I thought it was fine. I thought she was fine. I got what she was.
Not sure what her purpose was.
To be the young, new baby face who's just trying to figure out what's going on in this craziness. That was my read on it.
Yeah. That's probably it.
So outside of that, ugh.
I didn't buy her as a college student for a second.
I honestly didn't think, well, she did say grad school, right? Like, I'm in grad school, but I didn't think they were trying to sell, because within a minute of them saying that she's in grad school, quote unquote, then like we get the reveal that she was an agent. So I'm like, oh, she's 30.
Right.
And even Will Smith, it's like, that's how I was told to talk to my elders. Brr, 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 brr. So, like, I didn't get any, like, dog whistles of, or not dog whistles, but, like, any kind of signs of, she's supposed to be older. You know what I mean? I didn't get any of that.
Right. I guess that's true.
So,
all right. We kind of already talked about him. What do you think of Baron, played by Benedict Wong?
Good. I'll give a good. And that's all I'll give. I thought it was good.
I mean, he's pretty much Wong.
Yeah, he's pretty much Wong.
Does all the stuff Wong does.
Anything Wong could do, I can do better. Yeah. He was a little more like, not like street isn't the right word, but like kind of like he was trying to get with that cool vibe, like, yeah, I'm the cool one. I'm Wong.
Well, yeah, he's the like kind of that like cool old retired like guy who wears like Hawaiian shirts and, you know, doesn't take everything as seriously as Will Smith's guy does.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
He's fine. And then last guy, what'd you think of Clay Varys, played by Clive Owen? I didn't remember his name, even though the words Clay Varys were literally every other line. Once the movie gets to the third act, every character just says, "Where's Clay Varys? I know Clay Varys from the past when me and Clay Varys went," and Clay Varys would go and say, "I'm Clay Varys."
I didn't care for him.
He's a weird character.
Yeah, he's like I'm here to defend America from, I don't know, terrorists? Question mark.
Yeah.
That's like all
and
I
also,
get.
I have this other weird thing about me that's weird. Really, really weird.
I want a son so badly. That's all
it's
I want
so
is
weird.
a son. Give me a son.
I will talk about it, but the way that that's revealed and the way all the characters react to it, I think they've really, like, guys, this is much bigger of a deal than you guys are making it. But it's a great movie, all in all. Everyone should watch it.
No, don't watch it. Go fuck this movie. It shouldn't have been made. It was a huge mistake. I don't know why Will Smith did it except money. And did he think this was a good idea? Because we've never taken the de-aging to this level. Not even a little bit.
Right? I don't know.
It's a new level of de-aging. Like, the second star of the movie is a de-aged character.
And it's not just a de-aged character, because it's a complete computer recreation. So this is something a couple people told me. He did an interview with someone named Marquise Brownlee. I'm not sure what college he went to. And they were talking about how it's not like there was Will Smith and then Will Smith was right next to some guy. I guess it's not like they filmed the same scene twice and Will Smith was there both times and they just like smoothed out his wrinkles. They made a computer character and just had that guy interact with Will Smith. And there were some scenes where you really felt it. But yeah, I think it felt so much like they were reinventing the wheel afterwards. You're like, Jesus, that's insane.
Who allowed this to happen?
Yeah.
But really,
besides Will
like
Smith,
pretty bad.
I don't know. Besides reinventing the wheel, DJ, we have wheel. The wheel's back, baby.
We do have a wheel. It's a great wheel.
And you have the wheel.
I do. Nando gave me, he let me control the wheel, as it were. Drive this train, baby.
So, DJ, would you like to spin the wheel? We'll talk spoilers now.
Yeah.
Don't see this movie, so just listen to this, everybody, because the movie isn't good.
So, yeah, some of this we kind of covered, and we could just kind of gloss over it as we go through. But I'll just kind of go through this. So, first thing on the wheel, tick, 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 tick. Oh, we have the return of Deadshot. So, he's Deadshot, right? That's who he is?
Yes.
He's Deadshot?
First thought I had as well. Same guy.
Yeah. See, he's Deadshot. Cool.
Like,
glad you're in this movie, Deadshot.
His first, like, scene to show us how cool he is like a magic sniper shot from so far away. Who could have done it? Nobody but Deadshot. And then every cool thing he does is just him shooting a guy.
Yeah, as if he were Deadshot.
What the hell?
I don't know why, because this was definitely made after Suicide Squad was filmed, so he was like, man, I had so much fun in that role. Can my character be a sniper? And they were like, sure, Will Smith. Although you said this movie was supposed to come out in 2010, so maybe that wasn't the case. Just kind of weird choice, though.
Oh, I was joking. But it does feel like it came out in 2010.
Sorry, my bad.
However,
so, yeah, he was like, I want to be Deadshot.
I think so. And and I think the thing about this movie that's stupid is that, like I said, it feels like the fourth or fifth movie in a series of Jason Bourne or James Bond or Mission Impossible movies, where almost like this could be the second Suicide Squad movie and like just a Deadshot spinoff. And then I'd be like, oh yeah, I know why this guy is the greatest guy ever and deserves all his cloning technology. He's Deadshot. But no, now he's just some guy.
That actually would have worked.
Yeah. I mean, it'd still be boring and mostly people sitting around, but still, then at least with the cloning, I get it. I'd be like, yeah, I guess you want more Deadshots.
Yeah, Deadshot's
Make this
so
new
good.
guy, like, make Carl Varys, like, Maxwell Lord or something. Change a couple of names and you're good. Make what's-her-name Huntress from Birds of Prey. Like, Mary Elizabeth Winstead can play the character she's going to be in the DCEU, too. Who cares? Let's just pretend this is a DCEU movie.
Yeah, it's so
figure out who Baron Wong is, or Baron is.
It's so jarring too because like the first shots you get are like him, setting up a sniper to take a really far shot away. He's got a rangefinder to see the distance. He's checking the wind speed. He's taking down numbers. It's very meticulous. So of course your brain goes there. I think pretty naturally, honestly. I mean, I guess if you didn't see Suicide Squad, then, like, obviously that would be, oh, this is different, yada, yada, yada. But, having seen Suicide Squad, you're like, oh, my God, that's what this movie is. What the fuck?
Well, it's got he has that same energy that's like, I don't really want to do this anymore. I can clearly kill a lot of guys, but this isn't really my bag. Like, it's so similar.
Yeah. Except,
I'm trying to find
he doesn't have that core motivation, like how Deadshot has his daughter. There's none of
and
that.
He does need some version of that. Some like
this is
something.
why I'm here. So I don't know.
No, I agree. Okay, so we're gonna say so Deadshot is still Deadshot. So we're just everybody can watch this movie now, and it's awesome. There's a backdoor Suicide Squad sequel. So Will Smith's character is Deadshot. Mary Elizabeth Winstead character is Huntress. Why not? I can't quite figure out Benedict Wong. I'm gonna have to figure him out. Clive Owen is going to be a character called Mr. Bones. He is a supervillain, part of an organization called the Global Peace Agency, and that's what Gemini Man is. So he's going to be part of the Global Peace Agency. Like, Mr. Bones is going to own the Global Peace Agency, but this will be just the Gemini program, right? So it's not, because in the movie, Gemini is not only the cloning organization, it's not just like the cloning program, it's also the thing. Like what are those? Like
it's a paramilitary. It's a paramilitary organization. And like that's why because this movie can't help itself by spoiling the shit out of itself through all the trailers, all I'm thinking the whole time is when he's talking, it's like, oh, we have to send in Gemini. You think they're talking about the clone, but it could be talking about just a bunch of randos.
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird.
It's so weird.
So then this guy, his name in the real comics is just Robert Todd. So Clive Owen's going to play a character named Robert Todd, and he's going to be responsible for building, and this is what Will Smith is, because we're not going to call him the Gemini program, but that's stupid. He can even, GSA, or the Global Security, or Global Peace Agency, can be Gemini. That can be what it's called.
Okay.
But the program that Little Will Smith Jr. is going to be an OMAC, so in the DC Comics, the OMAC is a genetically engineered super soldier program. It stands for One Man Army Corps. So that's what this movie is about. It's about this guy in charge of the, peacekeeping, whatever, cloning Deadshot to make a super soldier. And I'll have to figure out a character that Wong is. Let's find a Deadshot Associates. But yeah, this is way more interesting now.
This
is going to get a Reddit post. It is. It's a better movie already. Really, because the context of who Will Smith is really important, at least for me, for getting invested in why the plot makes any sense. And if you do that well, then it's like, I guess that's why it's such a big deal. And it also explains maybe his daughter's dead, Maybe that's why he cares so little about all of this.
That would be good. That would be more enjoyable also.
Yeah, then you've kind of got a pitch for a movie. Whereas this, it's just whatever. I don't know. It's really strange. I'm gonna find a list of friends of Deadshot, but go on. So that's Wheel Chunk 1. I agree though. This is a Deadshot movie.
Yeah, for sure.
And cloning feels like a comics thing.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, we all right. Good. Hey, maybe some Nando v movies.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what that was supposed to be, but hey. Okay. So the next chunk I have is the DIA. So they're like the organization that runs the show for what's going on, and I don't understand why it wasn't the CIA, because so as far as I know, and I pulled this up on Wikipedia because I wanted to we did this with when we talked about Fast and Furious. We talked about how Hobbs works for I already forgot what it was. OSS or something like that.
He works for the DSS. Diplomatic Security Service.
They do passports. It's their whole thing.
Right. We all know.
So what the DIA does is, according to Wikipedia, they inform national, civilian, and defense policymakers about the military intentions and capabilities of foreign governments and non-state actors. It also provides intelligence assistance, integration, and coordination across uniformed military service intelligence components, which remain structurally separate from the DIA. So they're saying that the DIA is totally separate from the military services. So why in this movie does the DIA have a paramilitary organizations? Why didn't you just make this the CIA? Because when it's the CIA, I even think it's Suicide Squad. It's like a CIA black site that they're being kept at, right?
Yes.
Because everything that happens in this movie is a CIA thing. And I know it's a very minor nitpick. I have one. I have a nitpick I have to go back to that I have written down, but I'll finish this point. I know it's a minor nitpick, but when you have all of this plot coming in and all this little information, you have to just give me some assumption. So, cool, CIA, this is their thing, got it. You just have to give me that level of what's going on, so I'm not confused as to who are these people and why do I care? So I don't know if you had a different take on that, but I just thought it was a poor decision.
Well, it just does feel kind of again, I mostly agree. It does feel kind of well, why not? Is it just, do you think it's just to make it, to make it more of a, kind of just to set it slightly apart from all the rest of these? Because they're CIA, that's a cliche. Let's give him something else. Let's make him, a different organization completely.
I don't know. But I can't think of a reason why that makes sense. That's my problem.
No, yeah, it doesn't. It definitely doesn't.
So I'm at a loss with that one, unfortunately. Sorry.
So, by the way, did you ask if in Suicide Squad he's in the CIA?
It's a CIA black site that they're all at.
Is it? I guess. I would assume it's owned by Argus, but you're right. I don't think it is.
I thought Amanda Waller said I kept him. No, she says it's inside a hole. Oh no, they tell the Joker they're being held at a CIA black site down in New Orleans. Maybe I could be making
that
shit
makes
up.
Sense.
But
I'm pretty sure you're right.
It wasn't a DIA black site, that's for sure. It
was. Yes, that's what it was. It was DIA. All of these cool guys we all were all of the Suicide Squad is just, that's why, because they know we would have to retcon it into being a Suicide Squad movie so we would care about it at all.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure this out. I got a couple of characters, by the way, before we move on, I forget about this. I got a couple of characters he could maybe be.
Good.
That Wong could be. So there's a character named Silver Monkey. Who is an assassin. Just somebody who seems to kind of him. I'm just trying to kind of find characters that don't have anything super interesting about them. I can just be I guess this guy has some sort of history with Deathstroke. But I really do like a character named Afterthought, and I've never read anything about him. But he's just some guy who he has he's in the Suicide Squad a little bit. He has the ability to observe events 5 seconds into the future. So he's usually a pretty good hand-to-hand combatant. But he'd also be a pretty good pilot, right? Because he could kind of see things ahead of time.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So that's what this guy is. That's who Wong's character is. His name is, I don't know what his real name is. His real name is Afa, A-F-A. So he doesn't really have one. We can name him whenever we want. But that's, yeah.
Okay.
So I think I've completely recast this movie.
Nice. Good job. I'm proud of you, Nando.
Now it's a Suicide Squad movie. Now it's great.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yes,
it is weird. I mean, we're learning about local government, right?
Are we?
Kind of. I didn't know what the DIA was. Or the DSS, for example.
Federal
Not local government, I guess, but intergovernmental organizations.
I mean, we are. It's just but they don't tell you who they are in the movie. They're just we're the DIA. What does that mean?
Yeah. No, that's fair.
So, can I give you a real quick nitpick that I totally forgot?
I'll allow it.
Thank you. So in the and this is like a nitpick amongst nitpicks, but in the very beginning of the movie, right after Will Smith like kills his first target, he has like a spotter, right? And he's like the guy who tells him, "Oh yeah, this is where your mark is, and you're clear, and civilian, and blah
shit.
blah blah."
Now
blah,
we have
blah.
to figure out who that guy is. I like him for afterthought now. We'll figure out who Wong is. Let's Google best DC pilots. Anyway, keep going.
So I just want to explain this properly. So Will Smith takes the shot, right? And he takes the shot and he shoots the guy. It's in a moving train like 2 kilometers away, and he gets him through the window in the neck. And then the train goes into a tunnel. So that was like the tense moment, right? Because they did this like stupid small buildup where there's a girl there, and he might shoot the girl by accident, but the girl gets clear. And then so he takes a shot, the guy gets shot in the neck, and then the train goes into the tunnel.
Yep.
Now the guy who was in the train with the mark, the spotter, who you have to figure out who he's going to be in this movie, he takes a video of the murder, and the background outside is all like the green verdant background from before they go in the tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
So unless he shot that video whenever they got out of the tunnel, and it was I guess a very short tunnel, that doesn't make sense. So, because like everyone was like freaking out as it just happened. So, because Will Smith's like, "You got a video of it?" He's like, "Yeah, me and everyone else." So, and it's all brightly lit and the background's all green, but it shouldn't have been because they went into a tunnel. So, boom, got you, movie, nitpicked.
Huh.
I don't know.
It's a good point. No, it's a good point.
I don't know why I noticed that. I feel like I'm not always attentive to those things, but I just noticed it. So, anyway.
Okay, so I got one.
Okay.
Wolfgang Teppel. So he's a World War II pilot, but we're just gonna retcon this guy to have been the current pilot.
Okay.
He's one of the Blackhawks. Maybe it could be like his son, but yeah, because if you look up DC, all the pilots are Blackhawks, which is like the DC, League of Pilot guys.
Okay.
But now I'm thinking like that guy can't be afterthought actually, because then he'd be able to see the future, and there's no way we could kill him. Ugh, it's gonna be tough. Alan Armstrong, who's this guy? Renowned adventurer, spy smasher. Yep, that guy. All right, fine. So I think we got it, guys. This is great. You know what? Too.
Yeah.
Why did whatever his name is, Gemini Man himself? Why did Henry Brogan hesitate so much when he thought he was going to kill that little girl? Because he used to have a daughter, and that motivated all of his actions. Because he is Deadshot.
Oh.
This is just bringing us back to everything that was important about that movie.
Oh,
I think
terrible.
we got it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
So, all right, next tick on the wheel, and I'm going to ruin your day again, Nando, because you're going to have to find another casting, because we're about to introduce a new character that we haven't mentioned already. So, sorry.
So many characters.
So the next chunk on the wheel is the Ace of Spades.
This.
So Baron and Henry have a spade tattooed on their arm. And there's another character that is in this movie that has things to do, and his name is Jack. Now, unfortunately, Jack gets taken out super early, but he also has this tattoo on him. Nando, do you know what the deal with this tattoo is? Because I sure as hell don't.
I'm pretty sure. See, my first thought when I saw it in the movie was like, oh my god, is this somehow connected to the Glassiverse? Are these guys the enemies of the Clover Society? Is there a playing card-based society, like, that are all bad?
And it extends to multiple movies, and they're everywhere.
Yeah. Why not? They're all guys, and they all know each other, and they're like, eventually they're going to cross over in a just terrible movie, and one of the worst movies ever made, and then be friends. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think it makes sense. I mean, wait, no, that's terrible. It doesn't make sense at all.
That's what's happening.
That
That character can be Shrapnel, the man who does bombs, but he's retired, so he doesn't need to do bombs anymore.
I'm glad you're able to find homes for all these characters.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some characters that it's going to be tough to find, but, I mean, this will be a character named Paul Booker. He is a supervillain. He just can see strands of chaos or some bullshit. So really, he'll just have been a supervillain, and now he's a cool guy.
What does that mean? How do you see strands of chaos?
I don't know. It's like kind of like, I guess he can see the future, kind of.
Okay.
But it's a little bit more unspecific than that.
Okay. All All right. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up as, by the way, who this Jack character is, it doesn't really matter. He kind of gets the plot in motion because he tips off Will Smith's character to like what's going to be going on with the bad DIA shit. It doesn't really matter.
He also cheats on his wife.
Oh yeah, and
that's his main character trait.
Had to give us that, and I thought he was going to be like maybe like an informant kind of guy or a supply kind of guy, but no, he dies early. And the weird thing is, Will Smith loses 2 close friends early, and it's like you didn't need to do that because you only need to kill one to give us stakes. You didn't need to kill both. He kills the spotter and his spade friend Jack, who cheats on his wife. So isn't that weird?
He's a bad guy.
Yeah. There's also a couple other characters that I guess we'll get to it. Yeah, I have a chunk on the wheel for this. But there's like a lady who's involved somehow. I don't fully understand what her is. And then there's like Henry's handler. I don't know. Moving on. Nando, this chunk on the wheel is for you because I think it might have been your favorite part of the movie. So I want to hand this one off to you. Okay. Motorcycle Kung Fu.
So I guess I was wrong. There's 2 things that Will Smith's character is great at. One is shooting people. The other one is motorcycles, and there's a fight in Italy where Will Smith, young Will Smith Jr. as he is called, but might as well just call him Gemini Man, because that's a superhero name. Gemini Man, or OMAC, that's what we're gonna call him. One Man Army Corps. He is sent to kill Deadshot. Now, OMAC and Deadshot are both trying to kill the other one. Neither of them seems to know at this point that the other one is them. Will Smith, because he doesn't know anything about what's going on, although he seems to have a sense for it pretty quickly. And by Will Smith, I mean Deadshot. OMAC, because he isn't told who he's supposed to kill. He's just like a super killer guy. One-man Army Corps. And so OMAC chases Will Smith, Deadshot, through the streets of like Italy or Monaco or whatever.
Wherever they are, yeah. Colombia, maybe? I don't know. Wherever they are.
They both steal motorcycles from like random passerbys, and they steal a couple. I want to say OMAC loses one and is forced to steal a different one. And even though OMAC's whole job and everything he's being programmed to do via psychology is to kill this guy, instead, for no discernible reason, OMAC, when Deadshot is out of, he has no more like motorcycle, he's got no more nothing, he's on the ground just ready to be killed. OMAC like drives at him with the motorcycle, then pulls the brake real quick so that the back tire swings around and like kicks Will Smith, Deadshot, in the face, and then he'll like land the motor, and then OMAC lands the motorcycle, then like makes the motorcycle do a big old flip to kick Deadshot again with the motorcycle. There's a bit specifically in slow motion where OMAC goes at Deadshot with the motorcycle again, and Deadshot does a real quick push-up. Do you remember this?
Yeah, in slow motion. And like, he's definitely just lifted by wires, because he does not, by the way, here's what happened to him. He's been shot. He's been basically like run over by a motorcycle, and he's been punched.
He fell off a motorcycle going 100 miles an hour.
That's what it was. That's what it was. He fucking falls off and like tumbles 1,000 times off of a motorcycle. The skin would have been off of his bones. Like, there's no fucking way. But he's still able to somehow like do a weird like karate push-up to like float in the air and dodge motorcycle, because he's able to dodge motorcycle real well.
Yeah.
Like, so
and,
well.
That's like, I would say, the big action sequence of the movie is this motorcycle chase, which is kind of fun. It just really is like, it's so silly to look at, and it's silly to see in like, just to see as a human being, to watch this one guy beat up this other guy using only a motorcycle.
And they're like,
it's it's extra stupid when we find out that that OMAC is an assassin trying to kill Deadshot.
Yes.
But this is what he chooses to do.
Like, I wonder if, because, like you said, he has that, like, homeschool thing, if, like, one day the lesson was motorcycles, and he's like, oh, I'm going to get extra points by killing with motorcycles.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way. And, because he, like, flips it around and is doing, like, weird dance moves with it, and is trying to, like, hit Will Smith Deadshot at one point gets, like, hit in the face with a motorcycle tire, and it's like, fine. Like, no problem. How?
And the motorcycle that OMAC is driving, like, and this is a big problem with the movie in general, I would say, is it's got this Jason Bourne kind of, And honestly, like the first Suicide Squad kind of characters are jumping around, but they're not doing anything crazy, right? Like if Deadshot falls, it hurts him, and he can maybe do a good kick, but really he's just a guy. Everyone is just people. In this,
Right.
The character that ends up being Omak is CGI throughout the entire movie, but he has this really like rubbery weightlessness, and this even translates to the motorcycle karate, where he really is flipping around, and the motorcycle is flipping around, and it looks super fake and super plastic, and obviously, there's not a lot of realism to the motorcycle karate, but you look at it and it looks strange. It's got that uncanny valley quality to it. And that's a real, it took me out of the movie every time. I mean, it's worse when Omak does like a backflip because it looks poor.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's rough.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so in a month, or let's say 6 months, when there's a good version of this on YouTube, watch the motorcycle fight scene. It's a lot of fun. It's the best part of the movie, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. What a silly movie.
What a weird little movie.
Yeah, that's what they should call this, the weird little movie.
It's crazy that they're rebooting this with James Gunn, and it's like, this will all be stricken from the record.
Yeah, right.
You know? What? This would be a great place for Captain Boomerang to show up. He should have been the pilot. There's a lot of things they should have done.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, what else we got on this wheel?
So the next thing is DNA. So this movie makes a pretty big deal about. So they go to. Baron is like their boy, right? So he helps Danielle and Henry, or Deadshot. Who did you make Danielle again? Because I want to keep these consistent.
She's the one that she's in the new one, Huntress.
Huntress, okay. So
I forget what her name is in the comics, Carla or something. I forget.
So Huntress and Henry, Wong, who I can't remember. I can't remember all these.
I can't figure him out. We could call him whatever. Right. Pilot Man. So Helena, Pilot Man, that's her name, Helena.
He gets them a plane to get to Budapest just because. Yeah. And they have to get to Budapest because that's the plot is saying so. Doesn't matter. So good for him, right? He's like the best wrangler ever. He just gets them like a fucking Gulfstream, no problem. How about that? That's amazing.
I don't understand. He says something in that scene like,
you need someone to like you a whole lot or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm like, does that mean you have to like flirt to get this Gulfstream, or does that mean you have to like Will Smith a lot to want to get it for him?
Oh, I don't know
what it was.
That far.
I couldn't figure it out.
So they get to Budapest, and so up to this point, Deadshot does not know that Omak is a clone of him. He's seen him.
No idea.
Sees the face, and Huntress is suggesting, well, maybe it's your son, because sure, whatever.
Yeah, right?
I guess that's
maybe. Who knows?
I guess it's a reasonable explanation, as reasonable as any. So, maybe it's your son. And he's like, I don't have a son. I know I don't have a son. What a weird thing to know. Is he a virgin?
I think he might be.
No.
I don't know, but I get the feeling, like, I had the same thought. I was like, oh, man, has he never had sex with anybody? Good for him, man. Not, like, good for him, but, like, I guess because he is so certain that he definitely doesn't have a son that I do get a little suspicious, like, well, why?
Yeah.
How crazy of an idea is that?
So, weird, right?
Well, he is like, so he does kind of fall into like Tom Cruise. This is why this could be a Tom Cruise movie. That like completely non-sexual, like, I'm just here to be friends with everyone and do the job. Because there's a couple parts in the movie where I was like, oh, is he going to like try to hook up with Huntress's character?
Yeah, I was not ready for that.
And he doesn't. And he doesn't have any interest in it whatsoever, which is interesting. I'm not against that because he is like, they don't have all that much chemistry. But I'm wondering like why they didn't do that, you know?
And like they made it explicit that there was nothing there. Like at one point when they get to Wong's place and he's like, 1 room or 2 for you guys. And she's like, 2, it must be 2. It has to be 2. And it's almost awkward in like how she presents it.
Super awkward because he in that moment is kind of like, I don't know, I guess we'll see how it goes. She's like, no, we won't.
Yeah. Shut it down.
Yeah.
So, weird choice.
And good for her, I guess. Stick to your guns, but also he seems fine. I don't know. There's nothing super objectionable about him.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was weird.
Weird.
Anyway, they get to Budapest, and Huntress gets someone to do a DNA test. Ah, yes, the DNA test to, I don't know, figure out, like, if he's a son or clone or whatever. And I found this weird. So Huntress goes to her friend, I need you to do stuff with this. And you're pretty sure she's testing DNA because she's got like the hat from OMAC and Deadshot's blood. And the woman's like, it'll take 2 days. And then Huntress pulls out a wad of money. I need it in 2 hours. And you're like, whoa, what's the scale on this from 2 days to 2 hours? And then you think about it, it's a DNA test. You could do that so fast. Why the fuck did she need 2 days to do a DNA test?
My answer for that, and I had this same thought, was kind of like, this woman was like, okay, so one of these samples is like, spit or whatever. And the other one's a hat. So I don't think I can get much DNA off of a hat unless he like ate it.
I assume it had hair or something like that.
I guess. He has like the classic Will Smith flat top. I assume if you were a spy, you would just have no hair. Shave your head.
That's
right.
Fair.
Isn't that rule? Wouldn't that be one of the first rules of spy?
No hair for you.
Yeah, get rid of all your hair. So just in case, you never know. You may have a DNA sample on your, and we're doing this again, branded team hat.
Yeah.
The hell? This is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, come on. It's a little, I mean, I guess this is a comic book, like Suicide Squad movie, so it's not insane, but it does come off as like, wait, how seriously am I supposed to be taking this movie? Because you guys don't seem to be taking it all that seriously, which is fine, but just tell me so I can know what I'm seeing.
I need to know the level of seriousness that we're having here. That's absolutely
how am
valid.
I supposed to be interpreting all of the things that are happening in this movie?
Especially because when Gemini, this like black ops paramilitary organization, they're like really good. And so they send a team to get Will Smith, to get Deadshot early on. Doesn't work. But then they only send OMAC. It should be OMAC and a team. Like it really, really should be.
It should be something we'll learn later, which
yes, it
turns out to have been an option before, and I'm like, well, what the hell were you up to? Like, explain this to me, please. I'm confused.
Okay. So anyway, that was interesting. All right, this next one I'm gonna need help with, and I know we've gone a little bit out of order, but it's fine. So the DIA keeps referring to this Inspector General because Deadshot's kind of talking on and off with the DIA, like, come on, man, bring Huntress in, she's cool, blah 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 blah. So there's a lot going on, and they keep referring to, well, the Inspector General made something happen. I thought an Inspector General was like an auditor, and I've been following the news lately, so I feel that's like pretty spot on as to what an Inspector General is. What the fuck are they trying to tell me an Inspector General does? Because it seems preposterous.
I don't know, and I don't even know. So OMAC and Gemini and whatever is a paramilitary organization. Will Smith, Deadshot Will Smith, is not part of the military. Right?
Exactly.
He's retired from it.
Yes.
But neither is Gemini. Like,
right.
If he went to the military and said, hey, you guys know who I am. My name's whatever. It doesn't matter. Floyd Lawton, a former Suicide Squad member. Someone is trying to kill me. I know who it is. You guys know him. He can't have your permission to do this. Can you guys get him? Like, I'm pretty sure he's got some clones of me, so that should help you zero in on who he is and like get him in trouble. So yeah, but I don't know. I really can't figure out what anybody's plan was, especially Deadshot's, because Deadshot's should have just been, I guess we got to run away.
Yeah.
I don't know what normal life. Because, and it's like, he's like, I'm going to get you back to your normal life. And I wanted Huntress to be like, I've made this pretty clear. I don't have one. I'm a spy. So
that's all I got.
I'm going to go on the run with you or by myself. There's clearly nothing for me. Like, and the system is screwed. I probably won't be able to reform it myself. So it's fine. We can hang out or I'll just leave.
You
Bye.
seem cool. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's like, it's funny because he really is just like, I'll save you. And she is like, I don't know. No, you don't have to. He's like, no, obviously I do because I'm Deadshot and you're my daughter. Like, you're not, but I have to protect every young girl because of daughter problems. And
we're going to pretend,
I don't know.
All right?
It's so weird. It is so weird how much he wants to get her home to be killed by the government for sure.
Like 100% killed by, like, no question, be murdered by the government.
By every member of whatever the hell it is. Like, by everybody on Gemini or whatever, he's gonna get her. The Gemini murder guy is still out there. They don't know who he is. Not really. Like, they don't have enough information to convict this guy. Switch to like, all right, I'm back, government. Shake hands with everybody, and then popped, like, immediately.
Yeah.
Killed by someone. This assassin that's already after them.
Especially because there's this one really weird scene where Deadshot calls this lady. And so at the very beginning of the movie, it seems like the lady was like, all right, I'll get him back. And she sends a bunch of guys. Then Evil Man, whose name I cannot remember, and it doesn't matter.
Mr. Bones is what we're calling him
Mr.
now.
Bones. He goes, it's my turn to send in Gemini. And she's like, oh no, but what about him? I think I took the line down. And he's like, everybody gets to live. Oh no, yeah. He's like, we take him, life goes on. And she goes, except for him. But lady, didn't you just try and kill him? Like, what the fuck? Where's this inconsistency? So then Deadshot calls her and it's like, hey, bring in Huntress and lay off me. I got 2 shooters ready to kill you. And I brought in a weird courier, because I guess we still have couriers, to tell you your daily routine. So listen to me. And she's like, okay. And I think it works because they get a meeting with Omak, but I didn't get what her deal was.
No, I didn't either. I don't know who she, like, I know who she is, but I don't know what the movie wanted us to think she was doing. I also don't know. The chain of command with them was really confusing, because it did seem to be the 2 of them being like, because it was Mr. Bones and whoever this, let's say Amanda Waller, but like shitty Amanda Waller. Mr. Bones was like, I want to take him in and I'm going to use Omak to kill him. And Amanda Waller, shitty Amanda Waller, was like, but come on. And he was like, all right, I'll let you try. And then she failed and he was like, I'm going to go send Omak to kill him. And shitty Amanda Waller's like, but please. And he says no. And she's like, all right, go get him. Like, there's no, I don't know who they would tell. The president? How are they going to resolve this themselves?
I don't know who's in charge. That's the problem. The enemy is like the people who are doing it, but they have the controls, so anyone in that chain of command could be stop it. The inspector, because they, spoiler alert, but at the end of the movie, they shut down the lab. Everything's cool.
It's just like, what's his name? It's just like Mission Impossible, where they keep getting into things. Like there's so much back and forth between both characters.
Yeah.
About the chain of command, and I just want them to be like, well, which one of you is right? Because you say you're in charge, and you say you're in charge, and you both do whatever you want anyway. And one is bad, so like, but you haven't explained it at all. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I know. It's rough.
Yeah, it really is weird. All right. What else you got in the wheel?
Oh, okay. So, planes, trains, and automobiles. So this movie has a lot of weird things with vehicles. We talked about how they just seemingly get a plane with no effort. Also, they blow up cars. At one point, they just take an RPG to a car, and it's like, oh my god. The paramilitary organization has a lot of weird vehicles. And then there was the beginning train sequence, which was shot at like a weird wide-angle lens. It made like it seem like the thing was going around a curve. I don't know why I brought that up, but
that one shot, the aspect ratio goes crazy.
Yeah.
It like goes from whatever, like a 3:4 to a 16:19 for the one shot. And
if you watch this movie, you'll be like, whoa, what?
You see the shot and you're like, was it always like this? And then the next shot is not like that. And then you remember, like, it takes you out so hard.
There's too many times to get taken out by this movie.
Yeah.
That was just one I thought of as very, very odd. I don't know if you had any thoughts on that. Just like the vehicle stuff in this movie. Also the
like the planes, trains, and automobile stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. They do a lot of traveling. It is weird.
Fair enough. All right, next one. I love this line. Long-time listener, first-time caller. So they're in
such a weird line.
They're in their Budapest talking to their informant, and the informant goes, like, shit you not. He goes, as you say in America, I'm a long-time listener and a first-time caller. And I'm like, is that what they think we say? Like, we're just all day, we're like, long-time listener, first-time caller. Great to be here on your whatever show. Like, I don't
what do we
think
say
I've
that
ever
about?
heard that.
Yeah. I don't know if they noticed, but we don't, this isn't as big of it. Like, we don't do radio stuff that much anymore.
Yeah, right. Like I guess people who listen to Mike and the Mad Dog, back in the day, that was like the big thing. But like he just plays the part of like the wacky foreign informant who's like, oh, your government turns, you work for government and then government turns on you. In Russia, we call that Tuesday.
I hated that line.
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh my God! I forgot about that line.
You didn't like that?
Everything about him was weird. Do you remember? So like, this is that same bit. You know how they go to they go to a bathhouse, right? To do
like
this conversation. They don't like, because it's Deadshot and whoever this guy is, Alexei Navornovic or whatever, some bullshit. And it's not like they both get naked to do because of wires and stuff. They just both sit in robes. And part of me was like, oh, I guess it is kind of a cool looking place. Like, it's like, I guess, yeah. But set a scene here. It's kind of interesting to look at. But then they have a conversation. Everyone else has a conversation where all the rest of them are wearing robes. And I'm like, are they all at the bathhouse? And then they're technically there, but none of them do bathhouse stuff. It's such a weird setting for this one shot.
Yeah.
And it's so unnecessary.
They also have these conversations.
I don't know why. It really bothered me.
Like anyone could hear them. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. I liked him. He's on the screen for maybe 5 minutes. He brings the energy of the movie up. Like up until then, it's a fucking snore.
Recognize that actor, by the way? He's in something kind of recent you've seen.
Oh shit. I have no idea.
So the character's name is Yuri Kovacs.
Okay.
Oh shoot, never mind. I did the wrong one. So that's Yuri Kovacs. The guy Douglas Hodge, Jack Willis, who is his informant, the first guy who explodes or I guess is shot, is the Alfred in the Joker movie.
Oh my, okay.
What a week for that guy.
Yeah, good week.
Yeah, big week.
So, all right, I got two more, and if there's anything I missed, we could talk about, but I think we've hit most of this movie. Yeah. So this next chunk on the wheel, batshit part of this movie, which I've called, hey, are you wearing a wire? No? Okay.
Yeah.
So they get to like the negotiation point, and this is building to so Deadshot can confront OMAC and be like, you're my clone. So they have Huntress be like the middleman or middlewoman, as it were.
Yep.
And so it gets to Huntress and them are talking, and he goes, I need you to strip to check you for a wire. And it's like a weird scene, because you're like, why are you doing this? Like,
right?
Whatever. And then it builds up to, she's wearing a wire anyway, and they didn't find it. And like, Deadshot goes, if you're gonna check. It's like, whoa. And then I'm like, what if he did check? Then your plan's fucked.
Well, it was in her mouth, right?
Yes.
So where would he have checked?
Her mouth.
She was speaking, right? Is it in her like throat?
I thought it was like on a tooth or something like that. Like it was like a weird tooth cap or something.
So like it's not, because the movie kind of treats it as like, oh, he's so, I don't know, sexually repressed. You can't even look at this naked girl, right? But it doesn't matter if he did that or not. He wouldn't have been able to find it.
That's true. Yeah.
Right? Like it wasn't there. So what was he going to find?
Yeah, all right, fair point. Yeah,
I mean, it's stupid either way. But
it's
I'm
a weird scene, yeah.
I'm wondering where you would have gotten it from in that, like, what, it's not like it was upper butt or something, because he does, he makes her, like, strip in this, like, in the catacombs, like entryway, down to her underwear, but nothing happens. He doesn't become attracted to her or anything. He just gets a little uncomfortable because he's a weird homeschool kid. So, yeah, I don't know what it was going for in that scene. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, it was super strange.
But it wasn't even like an awkward, extra sexy, like, you're going to show a naked lady because that'd be fun. It was nothing.
Yeah, it was just nothing, yeah.
What the heck is this movie? Ugh.
Fuck, I know. That's all you could say about this movie, too. It's like, oh, what a just garbage fire.
Right? Oh,
there's nothing interesting. It doesn't have anything to say, because it's not like cloning is the hot button issue of our time. And it doesn't say anything about, like, paramilitary stuff that you could, like, go and, like, oh, they got something going on.
The best I got is cloning is bad. Don't do it, guys.
Cloning is bad.
Cloning is bad. We shouldn't do it, guys.
They also make like a weird thing where it's like they cloned Dolly the sheep in 1996, but you were cloned in 1995. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Weird.
Did they base the sheep cloning on him?
Oh, maybe.
I guess. That seems like seems like they really jumped They buried the lead on this one.
Yeah, right. We got human,
sheep clothing.
but also
Yeah.
sheep.
Right? For sure.
Very silly. Very, very silly.
Very silly.
So
Yeah.
we're getting to the end of our film now, where whatever, everything works out. They team up because of course they do, and Wong dies because fuck you, movie. Why'd you kill Wong?
I forgot about that. He dies in a car accident. A very like low stakes car accident, kind of.
They shoot the car with a missile.
But like everybody else is fine enough to really like keep fighting, and it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
but he gets exploded, and our main characters, every Deadshot, Huntress, and Omak are all like, "Oh no, he died," and then they keep going, and then the movie just continues.
Yep.
They don't build him a little statue or something. They don't take a drink to him later in the movie. It's just like the movie forgets he is in it immediately.
Thanks a lot, movie. Appreciate you.
Such a bummer. Yeah.
So
Blah, indeed.
there's a big fight, and I have this here. You're a real boy now, Junior. So Junior's the name they refer to Omak in the movie. It's like he's Junior because whatever.
Wait. So are you talking about the very end? Because we didn't talk about the fight, the revelation of the fight.
Oh yeah. So all right. So yeah, real quick. I guess I would call this what a twist. And the twist is that there's another one. And he moves like Spider-Man, and he's perfect, and he's indestructible, and he can't be killed. He's so good.
They all do backflips. It's like, could Will Smith, could young Deadshot do backflips? Was that part of his kit growing up?
He's the perfect one.
It seems like it was a big deal, but also they've genetically modified him, but only to be like super obedient and not feel pain. Did they also give him like little springy feet? Why can you do backflips now?
Yeah, this one's like the best one by a mile. And we
like,
don't know why.
He gets blown away.
Yeah.
They light him up, and he's not fine because he does die. I was kind of hoping the revelation would be they were all like that, right? Like they kill like 15 guys, and then they go into a store and kill one guy, and the one guy turns out to have been Will Smith. I was kind of hoping they'd have killed like 15 Will Smiths. And it's like, oh, God damn it. We shouldn't have killed all those guys before.
He's so good.
Killing indiscriminately is kind of a problem, but it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. This movie has no stakes.
But so the question that I kind of didn't raise, but I'm now wondering is like, why didn't Clive Owen, Mr. Bones, why didn't he send better Omak to kill Deadshot? Why did he send the one that could maybe wimp out and blow the whole business?
It literally makes no sense.
It only seems like the best explanation is he just wanted him to be like Mr. Bones wanted little Omak to become a man and like kill his older Deadshot self. But I mean, he didn't tell him he was going to do that. So there's a very good chance that little Omak, as opposed to perfect sweet Omak, but like little Omak would have killed Deadshot by like shooting him from far away and then gone, I guess I did it, and gone home. And then Mr. Bones would say, hey, by the way, you killed your former self. And then little Omak would go, oh, wow, I've learned quite a lesson, haven't I? I guess I have become death. Like, none of it matters.
Yeah, and especially because perfect sweet Omak, like from the beginning, like the movie should have just been, he sneaks up on Will Smith, gets the jump on him, kills him, that's it. If that's all he really cared about. But no, we gotta do all this contrived bullshit.
And it's like, Deadshot can kill anybody from any distance away. He has pretty good instincts, and he has home field advantage in every scenario. Perfect sweet Omak, who is the best at this, because like little Omak has all kinds of emotions, but perfect sweet Omak doesn't seem like he'd be all that ready to kill Deadshot anyway. Like,
right.
He would do a bunch of extra backflips and maybe kill him more if he could, but I never get the feeling that either of them is better at it than the other. I just never got the feeling that any of them could have killed Deadshot because he's Deadshot. The whole point is he's the best guy. I would assume the reason Deadshot is so sweet at everything is because of his years of training and experience. Like, It's not like Deadshot isn't good anymore. We see him in the beginning of the movie kill a guy on a train from far away. And I think he says something to the effect of like, I was trying to kill him in his head and I accidentally hit him in his mouth or something. So like he's like, I'm kind of slipping.
I'm losing my
stop
step.
Doing this.
I didn't feel the shot. I didn't feel it. But
he still killed him. So whatever.
Yeah, right. What exactly do you gotta feel?
So then it I just don't understand what the inherent qualities of Deadshot are in this movie that are why he needs to be cloned, that are what makes him worth all of this trouble. Having watched the whole movie, he's not indestructible. He doesn't have no fear. He doesn't automatically follow any orders. There's, besides the fact that he is a pretty good shot, but it's not like the clones are good at... like, the thing is, he's a good shot. That doesn't mean... He is never able to shoot himself. Little Omac and Big Omac, like Deadshot, can just run like normal people and do backflips and whatever. But they should still be easier to shoot than a moving train. So why can't either of them shoot the other one?
I mean, got me, son.
Right? The skill sets don't not match up. They're the same guy.
Right. Yeah, no, it's totally accurate. It's because this movie
They're not good at dodging bullets and shooting them. They're just good at shooting bullets. So either they are or they aren't. I don't think they are.
No, and because this movie doesn't care for consistency that way.
No.
Like, because the skill sets are all over the place between Omac, Wimp, Sweet Perfect Omac, and Deadshot. Because Sweet Perfect Omac is also a parkour expert, something that like has yet to be done by anyone.
Well, and that's part of kind of why I'm like, Mr. Bones, is he just in love with Deadshot? Like, is he just like, I met Deadshot once and I was like, this guy, I need one in my house. So he clones him, because he clones him and raises him like his own son, which is really weird in general, but like, he tells him, like, I love you, son. You're the best son ever. That dynamic is just so weird.
Yeah.
It makes me be like, well, what's his deal?
He could never get laid. So
I think that might be it. This is a movie of virgins. Virgin, and nothing wrong with that, but this is, everybody is just, their virginity is what drives the plot.
So is it possible that... So the other thing about the cloning thing is, so he tells us, right, like, I saw you go in and clear a whole house, and I'm like, I need me more of those. Is it possible that he's a liar and he just wanted a son, and he's like, all right, I'm just going to clone me a son because fuck principles, yeah.
Maybe, because then he wants a son. We forgot about this, but there's a whole big plot point where he drowned Will Smith for fun, which is when he got his DNA, even though you could just get it from a hat. But, yeah, maybe he was just like, I'm just going to clone some DNA. Who we got lying around? Deadshot? All right, well, clone his. He's actually pretty useful anyway. So this is kind of killing two birds with one stone. But yeah, whatever. I just want a little kid to love, and I'm going to clone somebody. All right, one more thing on the wheel, DJ. Sorry, right. I gave us a little detour. What was it?
It's the You're a Real Boy, Junior. So basically, at the end of the movie, everything's right with the world. Deadshot comes and he gives Omac his social security card, passport, and it's like, here, you're a person.
I don't know how he got enrolled in college without those things.
So it's so weird. The end of the movie has such weird energy because, like, I just thought that the Will Smith, that Omac was so terrible, and he's like, hope you look like me when you're 50. It's like, I don't hope I look like you. You're an old man. And Will Smith is like, what? I'll race you around this track. Find me a track. I'll race you.
Yeah.
It was just weird energy. I didn't like it.
I think it's much weirder that Mommy Huntress came, even though she's not in love with Deadshot at the end of the movie, I don't think. She only spent a day with little Omac. How much of a part of his life is she?
Did any part of you think that Huntress was going to get with Omac? Like they were going to be dating or something?
Mostly because I couldn't decide how old the movie thought she was. Party is like, maybe she's in her 20s, like maybe she's 25. And then it's like, well, actually, they're about the same age. And she kind of seems like Will Smith, but also he's like a sad sack, oh, I killed everybody. Maybe his kid is like, he's like, yo, just... listen, date cool young me. I mean, he looks like a fucking sim, but still do it because he's a better version of me and he's young and he's going to live forever. But speaking of that, in that last scene, he looked like a sim. He looked, the CGI for some reason at the very end of the movie didn't look worse. Like it looked as bad as it looks in the entire movie at the very end, which really leaves you with a bad taste walking out of the theater.
I thought we nailed that technology, but no, we didn't, because the end of that movie, maybe they ran out of money, but
I don't know, maybe. Yeah.
It was bad.
I think that might be it. I don't think we needed that scene in general.
That's true. Like, we get it. He's a real boy now. Hooray!
He's also a fucking killer. Like, he's just gonna go to college and be cool? Hang out with kids? He's got a lot of problems. Not like you can't go to college if you got problems, but I feel like college for him is a weird, like, end point. He's not going to be a normal kid.
Yeah.
He's also like a weird clone guy.
Oh, so there's nothing wrong with that, Nando. You can be a weird
guess
clone
not,
guy.
but I just feels like based off everything he's been through, the idea that his end game was like go to college and walk around with 4 kids, it just doesn't feel right for him. It's not what like Deadshot wanted.
Isn't
for
it?
himself, was it?
Well, he wanted to like he tells Omak, "Oh, what do I do?" He's like, "Do I become a doctor, a lawyer?" He's like, "No, become a father, a husband." It's like that's the shit that they're honing in on. That's important, right?
Right. And then they go like, remember when they fight over what degree he should get?
Yeah. He said, "I'm going to do engineering," and they're like, "No." And it was this weird like, "Oh, Will Smith can give advice to his younger self."
Right?
Like,
And then I'm like, so he's walking around campus with other friends, right? He has friends?
I guess.
Has he not chosen his major yet?
He said he's going to do engineering, and they're like, "Don't do engineering."
Did he not tell them? How much do they communicate at all? He couldn't have enrolled in this college because he didn't have a passport, social security number, none of that stuff. So would he like under the table money him? Don't worry, guys. I'll hook you guys up with a social security card eventually. I don't have it today, but give me like a couple weeks. And because he's already got friends, even though he looks like he's a Metal Gear Solid character. And then he's already got a major, even though no one knows what it is.
It's engineering, Nando. It's engineering.
But it should be sciences, but it should also be chemistry.
Oh, you're saying they
don't know.
didn't know. Yeah, whatever.
Like they should know. But yeah, I thought they were gonna hook up her and little Omak and the Huntress, but they didn't.
I legit thought that was like the play.
There's still time, I guess. Gemini Man 2 should definitely try to get in on that, or the Gemini Man, or whatever.
The Gemini
Three-a-side squad. How is James Gunn not? I mean, I know why he's not calling it Two-a-Side Squad, but it should be called Two-a-Side Squad.
I like that.
Yeah. I do think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just think we have to like kind of. There's different scenes. The CGI in the different scenes is different. Like sometimes the CGI looks pretty good. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes, and this really confused me. So there's a scene in the catacombs. I think that's probably the one where the CGI looks the best. Where like young Will Smith, little Omak's face looks like pretty good. That scene starts with him putting on a what do you call this? Like night vision goggles and like a gas mask. Because part of his plan to trap Deadshot when he comes to rescue Huntress is to like gas him, I guess. And I'm like, oh, I get it. So that's how we're going to tell the difference between two guys. And that's how they're going to avoid making him look stupid. That's a smart move. And then he takes it off immediately. So it doesn't matter. I kind of hope they did. I wish they did more of that. Work within your limitations.
I don't know why they didn't. Like this movie made bad
I don't know why he didn't have a mask on the whole time, or why he wasn't like why little Omak wasn't little Omak the whole time. Like from like not the movie would be about him, but like maybe we'd cross cut. Maybe the movie would trick us into thinking those are Deadshot flashbacks.
Oh
or
no,
something.
Not fake flashbacks. No,
but like they're like based on the way the movie tells us.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
like the movie starts with some mission, and we just assume it's. I mean, we wouldn't because it looks weird, and we know what the movie is. But just like they didn't do anything interesting. Like there's so little of the fact that he's that Omak, little Omak is Gemini Man's or Deadshot's clone. There's so little of it matters.
Right.
He could be his son. He could be his friend. They could be people. Like he could just be a young kid.
Yeah, that would be way more interesting. The unknown son route, like, could you imagine that direction instead, where Deadshot goes to Huntress? I don't have a son. There's no way. And she comes back with a DNA test. You have a son, dude, or like a brother or something. But like, this is your fucking son. He's like, no, it's not. Like, that might have been interesting.
Do you think at some point when this movie was envisioned, it was Will Smith and Jaden Smith?
I actually thought that during the movie. Like, why didn't they do that? Because
Maybe he
because
quit
After
acting.
Earth was such a roaring success, they couldn't do it again. Hollywood would explode.
Right. I think that might be it. I think they blew all their goodwill on After Earth, and also Jaden Smith is kind of a weirdo, except he donates money to Flint, Michigan, so maybe he's cool. But just like in public, it wasn't the right move. It would be funny if that's the truth, and Will Smith was like, "No, man, I have a great script where everyone sits around, and we're making this movie, even if we have to make a 3D model of me that looks okay, but not good enough, and have that be the movie instead." 2 Will Smiths in the movie. How funny is it? So it's 2 movies that came out this year with Will Smith. 3 if you count the one where he's a pigeon in The Spy, but that one hasn't come out yet. And both of them had a CGI Will Smith that sometimes worked and sometimes didn't.
Oh, that's interesting.
Why not? What did we we couldn't have learned the lesson from Aladdin, but maybe it's just Will Smith. Maybe it's something about his face. I don't know.
Ooh, interesting theory.
But see, even in Marvel movies, when they de-age Michael Douglas to make him look really young, it's only for 10 seconds, and I'm always still this looks fake. But I go with it because I'm this is fun to see his character here. It's a little cameo. But young Nick Fury looked great in Captain Marvel, and I think that's the best this has ever been. Even though that movie came out, let me just think about it in my head, 15 years ago? I can't remember. When did Captain Marvel come out? Early 2012? But it's too ambitious. Aging you out 40 years or whatever.
But
they're just not there.
We don't have... in Ant-Man, you don't have regular Michael Douglas sitting next to DH Michael Douglas to be like, hey, were you confused as to how the current one looks in comparison? Here you go. Hey, you know how this exact same person looks like a person? Also, I don't know if Will Smith was really trying to act into that, quote-unquote, younger role, but it didn't work. You see it in the trailer. You made a person from another person. It's very soft. I don't know.
Let's say I'm 50-year-old Will Smith, right, or whatever, however old he is now, and I'm making this movie with me. It almost, and I can't quite figure out how they did this. I'm wondering. I'm sure behind the scenes featurette I could figure this out. It sounds like he was okay, so how are we going to differentiate? Well, we use a lot of computers and stuff and make me look younger. And then, also, when I'm 20-year-old me, I'm going to sound like this. I'm going to do a little bit like a higher-pitched voice, so I sound like a kid. That's not what Jaden Smith sounds like now. Why is that what you're going with? It's not what you sounded like back in the years when you were that old. We have all of it on film. We all watched you grow up. Why did we make that movie? We made a movie where we made a little you, a child you, and we made a different one than the one we all know from TV and movies.
Yeah, huge mistake.
We have albums, rap albums, Millennium. We could take all of the reference and go this is what he actually sounded like when he is the age that he's pretending to be now. But that's not what they did. They had him do weird high-pitched voice. Sucks.
Unless they were also going for the weird shelter child, the home.
Yeah, that might be it.
There's one scene where he's watching Gemini, the organization, do drills.
Yeah.
He's just eating ice cream. That was weird.
It was weird. He really should have been cool young Will Smith from Men in Black and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Would have been so much better.
It's what he's known for.
I'll make this look good. Fuck, man.
I make this look good. Yeah. It's funny because he is playing an Uncle Phil character, so obviously you want him. That's the fun of it. He's the biggest movie star on earth. We all know what he was like in the 90s, so we could all we all know what trouble it would be if now him had to deal with old him. But no,
couldn't do that. Would have been too good. Yeah. Blah blah blah.
Couldn't do it. All right. Anything else about this movie?
Nope. Can't believe we talked about it for this long. I'm a bit shocked.
It's a weird movie. It's not very good.
Sorry, movie studio, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sorry. You made a shit movie.
Yeah. Do you want to get to our classic segment?
I'd suppose so.
Okay. What do you got? What do you got to rec? Anything fun for the people?
Yeah, I'm going to recommend something that I've kind of been sitting on, and want to just
give a chair.
A chair. My chair is.
Oh, we're gonna edit in an effect of everyone laughing and clapping. People are gonna lose their minds.
You really tickled yourself with that one, Nando.
A chair.
I'm going to recommend Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. It's Destiny, and it's great. Don't we all love Destiny? Of course you do.
We do.
Yeah, it's fun. So, yeah, I don't have much to say. It's Destiny. Apparently, it's the second biggest first-person shooter behind Call of Duty. I had no idea. It's free on Steam, so that's a reason to get it. Yeah, what other things could I do to pitch Destiny?
I don't know. What's the story like now? As a Destiny player who gave up because it was boring, how would you get me back?
How would I get you back? So, oh boy. Part of me would be like, maybe it's just not for you. But no, let me try. So the story's featuring Eris Morn, who she was a big part of the Taken King story, which was one of my favorites. And it's very good.
Was she?
A lot of how they're building the story now is they're doing it like season by season. Sorry, you asked who Eris was?
Yeah, I kind of remember that name. Is she the one that's like is she like almost a witch kind of?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's Eris, and yeah, her whole thing is she's back because a lot of enemies from old are coming back, and it's leading up to like this big enemy who we're gonna have to face next, and I don't really want to spoil it, but I think they're really trying to focus in on telling a very deep and detailed story, and if those are things you like about Destiny, I would definitely recommend this story for sure, or this game for sure. A lot of the grind stuff, I think they simplified. A lot more focus on bounties, but it's still a grindy MMO FPS. That's what it is. But I think the fact that it's free, honestly, is a huge sell. If I'm being totally honest, like you could just play it and not pay any money. There's like the season pass, which is like the new thing that games do now. Apparently, is the season pass. Like there's the expansion, the Shadowkeep expansion, which I'm recommending you would have to pay for. But like if you want to just play the base game, they also remade the first mission from Destiny 1 because like no one played the original Destiny 1, so they remade that mission so you could play it, so you could get a feel for the origins of Destiny. So that's really fun. So
is that like how didn't WoW do something like that?
Probably.
They remade like original WoW.
Oh, yes. So all they did was they just put the first story mission into the game because it wasn't there before, believe it or not. So they decided to, do that for new fans who hadn't experienced Destiny previously. This is a good way for them to see like, oh, this is what's going on. So
nice.
Yeah. It's a fun, good time. And I think the fact that it's on Steam now is actually like a pretty big sell. Like my Steam friend list is all people playing Destiny. I didn't know all these people play Destiny, but it's very popular. Go figure.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Come back, Nando. Do it.
Nah, ain't happening. Because DJ, I will recommend another
Hell yeah.
thing.
Seamless transition.
I'm back on the Apex train.
Boo.
Mostly because I was going to do a stream, which for the Nando View Movies Patreon, when I see a movie, I'd come home and do a quick stream where I talk about it. And I usually put those on the Patreon because they're also on Twitch, and just like, no matter who you are, you can come in and talk. But I not accidentally deleted this one. Something wrong with the way that I recorded it, so I can't put this on the Patreon. But it was about Gemini Man, a movie that doesn't matter, so don't see it. I think I made that pretty clear on Twitter. But I started playing Overwatch, and then I remembered Overwatch is bad, so because of China and stuff. So I was like, what other games can I play? Oh yeah, Apex Legends, that's a game. So I played that, and it's pretty fun. I'm not great at it, but I'm good enough to win every so often. There's a couple new heroes or champions or whatever the hell they're called. There's another map that's a lot of fun. I don't know what those are called. But yeah, if you've played it, you know what it is. It's like a battle royale shooter, but it's got fun little like Overwatch style heroes with superpowers kind of, and it's got way better gunplay than like Fortnite. It feels more like a Halo or like a Destiny. Yeah, and I find it fun. So I've enjoyed that again. I think I'm like Nando V Games or something on there. I don't know what my tag is, but if you tweet me and you play, maybe I'll come play with you, because it is better to play with a group of 3 people and no one I know has played it yet or plays it anymore. I would also recommend a game called Undefeated, which is really just like a demo, but it's basically like a Superman game, and it's fun. And I don't know how to explain it. It's free. This is also on Steam, and it's just like you're running around punching guys like Superman, and it's a free demo. So if you got some time to kill, probably like it.
All right.
It's not bad. You
still
know what
gotta
I'll
check
also
that out.
recommend? One
Yeah.
more thing that I got onto the other day. Besides, we're finally finished with the House of X, Powers of X stories, and we're getting into the, like, now that those are done, we're doing the regular X-Men comics, which I think are going to be called Dawn of X. Like, that's the saga right now by Jonathan Hickman, which is going to be terrific, and that whole run was great. I read a little bit of... I got it over here. Read a little bit of Harleen by Stepan Sajic or whatever, however you pronounce his name. It's okay. Haven't finished it yet. But I read the first issue of Loki, the Marvel Comics. Like, it's a new Loki-centric comic by Dan Kibblesmith. It's fun. I liked it. Saw him at Comic-Con. Super nice guy. And yeah, if you can get your hands on that, I think it's a fun read. Also, at New York Comic-Con, I picked up a bunch of art from Mitch Gerdes, from the guy who does Mr. Miracle and Batman and Flash and stuff. So that's just good. And I have it. I just hung it up, actually. So that's
Nice.
exciting. Yeah, it's good stuff. A lot of good comics out there now. And yeah, I'm really excited for... I've always been, more than Spider-Man, more than Batman, I've always been a huge X-Men fan. And some of the movies I love, I think are great. But a lot of them, especially recently, have been kind of bummers. So I'm excited for the launch of what seemed like a bunch of very good X-Men comics. So if you need recommendations or anything as these go, because there's like 5 of them now. It's like Exiles, New Mutants, Marauders, X-Force. Like, there's just so much. But if you need recommendations as they go, I'll keep everybody abreast of how the X-Men comics are going. But that's all I got. I know that's a lot of stuff, though.
No, it's good. Those are good things to have.
Yeah. So basically, Apex Legends and Jonathan Hickman, those are my recommendations.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. So basically, if you want to shoot people in the future, you got Destiny 2 or you got Apex Legends. Those are the 2 options.
Pick Destiny 2.
Yeah, let
That's
us
the
know
right
which one you
answer.
guys prefer. I'm curious though, because I know a lot of people have gone back to Apex. Some because of the Overwatch thing, but just others because of the new heroes and the new map.
Yeah.
And I know some people have been coming back to Destiny 2. So I wonder which one people are more into.
We should put up a poll.
Speaking of polls, DJ, what are we doing next week?
I don't
'Cause
know.
We could probably do a poll for like
Let's
today.
do a poll.
Yeah, because we got whatchamacallit? Not Destiny, excuse me, Maleficent 2 coming out, a movie I have not seen the first one of and doesn't look very good. And we have, the heck's the other one, Zombieland 2, a movie
Yes.
I did not care for the first one, and this new one doesn't look very good. So I'm fine with doing neither. But then I don't know what we would do.
Well,
besides, what were you going to say?
We got Moon.
I wonder what's the week after. Is there anything next week?
I could check right now. But we got Moon, and someone had suggested Island, and they want us to bring Chris Diggins back to do Island.
Oh, that's a fun one. I mean, Island is great. It sucks,
Oh.
though. It sucks so much. I'd hate to put people through it.
We put people through Gemini Man, so,
Yeah, but we told them not to watch it. And that was at least, like, kind of relevant.
We got
this
Maleficent.
is no longer relevant, shockingly.
Okay. We got Maleficent, Zombieland. We got
But what's the week
A lot of
after? There's other
garbage.
movies, right? Isn't that crazy?
Frankie, Black and Blue. Oh, that movie looks so bad.
What's that?
That's the one where it's like there's a cop who finds a corruption thingy, and then she doesn't go rogue, but it's similar to Gemini Man, where it's like everyone's after her because of reasons. Look
hadn't
at the
heard of
trailer
this
for
at
Black
all.
and Blue. It looks so stupid.
You got Jojo Rabbit, although I don't think that's a hot nitpick either.
It's a movie that's trying to say something, but will fail to say what it wants to say.
What, Jojo Rabbit or
Oh,
Joker?
No, I Black and Blue. Sorry, I was still
Oh,
continuing
okay.
with my stupid point.
Oh, wait, Terminator is the 23rd. Okay, it'll be that then.
I wish we could do the race to
Oh.
Terminator, but there's no time.
Well, we
There's no
could
time.
pick one Terminator movie.
That's
like
true.
Genesis. I
Could
refuse
do all the
to
ones
pronounce
after
it.
3.
What's up?
Could do any of them after 3.
Well, I think Genesis is the most recent one, and it's definitely the worst.
We could do that. We could do Terminator Genesis.
All right, so everyone reply. We're going to do a poll. It's either Zombieland Double Tap, Maleficent, Terminator Genesis. I think that's it.
Or Moon. Moon, we have to do Moon.
We're going to do Moon, DJ.
I don't think
We're
so.
Definitely going to do it.
I don't think we're going to do Moon, and I feel really bad for the guy who
No,
requested it.
we're totally going to do Moon. Also, how's the Survivor pool going?
Oh, we're down to like 10 people. It's pretty
nice.
It's pretty good. So
People should, I didn't even think about this, but people should change their team name to the name of the movie they want us to do.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because I wonder, I'd like to see, like, be able to say, like, oh, it's between Moon 2 and Moon 3 or, whatever the hot movies are that people care about. Oh, wait, Terminator is November 1st.
Yeah, we have actually a couple of weeks. We could do two
Never
movies,
mind.
1 or 2 movies before. Either way.
I mean, Terminator movies are probably some of the most nitpickable ever. Their logic is flawless.
Yeah.
Truly I think the week before Terminator, we should definitely do Terminator Genesis.
Okay.
But that still would leave us one free week.
We could do both. We could do the 2 recent ones, whatever the one before Genesis was.
The one before it's supposed to be pretty boring. The one that's Christian Bale running around in the future.
Yeah, it sucks.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's kind of a bummer.
It's a bummer.
I don't know. I mean, Maleficent and Zombieland are both coming out. They're both pretty, they're movies people are aware of. Maybe people do have strong feelings about them. I personally don't. I don't know what this Black and Blue is, but that might also be fun.
It's silly. It looks very silly. I'll tell you that.
I just honestly my whole thought process with stuff like this is which one is going to have the biggest cultural impact?
Right.
It's so hard between those two for me to tell which is which. Yeah, because we can't nitpick The Shining, but there's the Shining sequel coming out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that would be impossible.
And then we're also going to get Disney Plus a week after that.
Oh, man, then it's over.
I know, right?
We'll
Lady and the Tramp, Noelle, Mandalorian. Ugh.
What will we do?
It's going to be a weird end of the year. Because then it's Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure, though. Frozen 2, obviously. Knives Out or The Irishman?
Oh, The Irishman.
Right? Dark Waters. I don't know what that is. Jumanji, that's a fun one. Black Christmas, maybe. Horror movie, but might be fun. Then Star Wars, Cats. 1917, Little Women, Spies in Disguise, okay? We gotta, me and you have to sit down and really, figure out what makes sense. We gotta make a
spreadsheet and...
We really might have to. But, I don't know. Black and Blue, I'm interested. But maybe we will do Moon.
Look at the trailer for it. I'd definitely look it up. It looks silly.
I'll look at it later. But yes, for sure. It stars Naomi Harris, Tyrese, Frank Grillo, Mike Coulter. Wow. We got the Luke Cage. We got the Roman Pierce. We got the Punisher, the one that's not the Punisher, but probably should be. All-star cast.
Too many.
Yes, maybe it really stink. All right. Either way, next week, some movie, who knows? You guys tell us.
All right.
Until then, I am at Nando V Movies on Twitter.
I'm at Zippy by Day.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Woohoo!